everyone, it's Stephanie from My Porch Prints. Welcome back. Today we're going to be making this flip-flap journal, and this was created using a template that's available in our Etsy shop. You can print the template out and then you can customize it using whatever kit you're working with. And I am using the Sunflower Solace kit for this particular one, and I'm just going to give you a quick look at what this looks like when it's assembled. So it's got some cute little tuck spots, and then it just has lots of little flips and flaps, and the pockets, the ephemera, everything came from the Sunflower Solace kit. So that's how I customized this template. But you can see it's just got a lot of fun little nooks and corners, and then it also comes with journal pages so that there's writing space, and then just some more little flips and flaps. So we're gonna go ahead and put one of these together and I'll show you how it works. So to begin with, I printed everything on cardstock except for the writing papers. Those say to print on regular paper, so I went ahead and did that. And now we're just gonna follow the directions at the top of each page. So this one we printed on cardstock, and now we're gonna flip it over and put it back in the printer and print a paper on the back. And you want to use the horizontal papers that come with the kits if you have that option. Otherwise, non-directional papers, because the vertical ones, you know, if you print them vertically, the design will go this way, and then when you flip your book, the design will be sideways. So the horizontal ones work best for this. And again, we're just going to follow whatever the directions say at the top of each page. I'm going to go do that, and then we'll come back and start assembling. Okay. So I have chosen to use our kit. It's called Shades of White. And what I did was I went ahead and followed the directions. I printed the images on cardstock for the template, and then I flipped it over and printed a backing paper on the back. And I did that for all of these. And then on these, it said to print a paper on the front. And instead of using the horizontal papers, I went ahead and just used the journal pages from the Shades of White kit. And I printed those on here because I kind of liked the different textures and images. Okay, and before we cut things out, something worth noting is that some of the pieces have the names written on like the tabs so that you can't mix them up. But some of the pieces don't have anything written on it, so it could be a little bit, you know, tricky if you want to keep track of things. So if you just want to write, you know, like cover 2, you can do that on any of the pieces that have this border on them. So cover 1, and this is the middle. You can write on either side of this one. And that's just to help you keep track of which piece is which. A lot of these are interchangeable, but just in case, you know, we don't want to mix them up, it's better to have it written just so you don't lose track after you cut everything out. So now we're going to go ahead and cut these out. Okay, so I have all of our pieces cut out, and now we're going to start assembling. And to begin with, we're going to locate cover 1, cover 2, and this middle piece. And what you want to do is just fold it in the middle, fold it on the line. So I'm going to just do that. And then you want to give it a good crease and fold it backwards and do the same thing. And you may want to use a bone folder to do that, just to make sure it's going to open and close really easily for you when it's assembled. Okay, so I'm going to open those back up, and we're going to start with cover 1. And what you want to do is locate flip 1, and it's going to go on cover 1. What we're going to do is just apply some glue to this tab right here, and make sure you get it kind of covered so that the tab lays flat against the cover. And we're just going to attach it right here on the edge. And you can put it high or low or right in the middle. It's kind of just wherever you want the flip to be. So now that we've got that one done, we're going to go ahead and do our next flip, which is flip number 2. And again, just fold that on both sides. Give it a nice crease. And we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to apply glue to where it says flip. And we're going to slide it behind our cover. So this is our cover piece, cover 1. We're going to open it up to the pattern side, but we're going to glue it to this white side on the back. So now we've got our cover 1 with the flip, open it up, another flip, and now we're going to find our middle, and we're going to go ahead and glue this to cover 1. So the middle, we're going to fold in half like this so that the framed pieces are in the middle. Sandwich those in there. And we're going to grab our cover 1, flip it to the white side, and we're just going to glue white side to white side. And if you want, you could glue just the top and this crease side and the bottom, and that would leave room for like a pocket. So like if you wanted to slip something in between these and kind of have a hidden pocket there, you could do that. I'm going to go ahead and just glue mine closed. Before your glue dries, go ahead and just make sure everything lines up. If you need to manipulate or slide something around, you can. Okay, so now we've got our cover 1 with its flip. Open up another flip, open up to the middle, and now we're going to add cover 2. Okay, so we're going to attach cover 2 to our flip flap, and how that works is we're going to fold it like this, and then we're going to flip it over to the white side. And we're going to attach white side of middle to the white side of cover 2, just like this. So white side to white side. And again, you can glue just the top and the side and the bottom to leave a pocket if you want to, or you can just glue it on. I'm going to go ahead and just glue mine. Okay, so one more time, we've got cover 1 with our flip. We got another flip here. We've got our middle, and then cover 2 is on the back. So we're going to add our final 2 flips, which is flip 3 and flip 4. And I'm going to just go ahead and fold those. Remember to manipulate them a little bit so that they'll open and close nicely. Okay. And these are going to actually glue to the last page. So we have our back, cover 2, right here. We're just going to open that last page, and these 2 go inside right here. So to start with, I'm going to put some glue on flip number 4. And I'm going to fold it backwards and align this edge with the edge of this page. Just like that. I just kind of centered it on the page. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing with flip number 3. We're going to apply some glue to the tab. We're going to fold it backwards, and we're going to put it into the crease of this last page. So just right in here into the crease in the center somewhere. And you want to make sure that this can fold shut. So So just right along that crease. And that's going to create kind of this little layered flip. Bloop, bloop. Just like that. Okay, and now we can add our panels. So we've got 4 cover panels, these large panels, and yours will probably look different depending on whatever pattern paper you're using, but you can just locate the 4 big panels. They're all the same size, and you can kind of choose which ones you want. So on cover 1, this big piece, I get to pick one of these panels. It's really just kind of up to you to decide which one you want to use. I think I'm going to use this one. And you can trim it, or you can round the corners, or however you want to do it to make it look nice for you. You can add some ink around the edges. It's completely up to you. I'm just going to go ahead and make sure it looks like it's going to fit and glue mine down. And again, you can leave one side open to create a pocket. I might go ahead and do that with this one just in case I want a pocket later. So to do that, I'm just going to add glue right along the edges. And I may actually add a little more glue on this edge because that'll make my pocket smaller so my ephemera won't just disappear into the pocket. And since we're here, I'm going to go ahead and locate the panel for this flip. And you may have to figure out which size it is, or you can go back and look at the notes. But I think both of these seem to fit, these larger ones. Actually, there's 3 larger ones. So I am going to go ahead and use this one, I think. And again, you could leave room right here to make a pocket if you want to. And I think I will do that just to give myself options later on. Okay. And we're gonna skip over this middle piece, or actually this is the middle piece, I'm sorry. We're gonna go ahead and attach a panel to this flip as well. And you can see I'm leaving just a little bit of a border around the edges where that border is on this piece. Okay, and now this is the middle. We're gonna leave that for a moment, and we're gonna come to the next page with this double flip. And we'll go ahead and cover these. And again, I'm going to just apply glue to part of it and leave room for a tuck spot. A little hidden pocket. Now this piece, there's a lot of different ways you could play it if you want to create a pocket. You could glue just the side, bottom, and side and leave room to tuck something into the top. Or you could leave room on either side to tuck something behind it. It's really up to you what you want to do there. And since I am going to leave the top open, I'm going to add a little more glue to the bottom. Just again, so whatever I'm tucking in there doesn't disappear down completely into the bottom of this pocket. Okay, and then the last cover piece will have a panel as well, and you can choose which one you want. I think I kind of like this one. Oh, kind of like this one too. I think I'll go with this one. Okay. So now you can see there's a flap showing right here. We're going to go ahead and cover that with one of our panels. Okay, so cover, flip, this one we covered with one of our panels. And then same thing here. We're opening up to this double flip, and we're going to cover these with another panel. Okay, I know that was a lot, but you can always go back and rewatch in a slower motion to see exactly how this goes together. But now we've got our flip flap put together, and we need to work on this middle piece. So for the middle, you should have these 3 papers printed on paper. There's nothing on the back. This is also a possibility for you to add your own papers. So if you wanted to maybe like do a pamphlet stitch right here in the middle, you could add some papers in here and then just sew them in. That's up to you, but I'm gonna go ahead and just use these. So what we're gonna do is just fold these so that the design is on the inside, the white is on the outside. Just like this. And it doesn't matter which way they go, they should be pretty symmetrical. And then we're gonna just glue these together. And this is a good time to talk about glue. I'm using FABRI TAC because it's not water-based. So if you get wrinkly papers, it could be your glue. You might wanna try a non-water-based glue for papers. And we're just gonna glue these folded papers together. Go ahead and get that glue right up to the edge. And you want to use open side to open side folded, so the crease goes over here. Line those up the best that you can. And this is going to give us our pages. All right, we're going to repeat that with this last one. And you can print more of these if you want to have more papers in your flip flap. It will get bigger though, the more that you add, so just keep that in mind. You may have trouble closing it. But you can customize this kind of with your own creativity. Now we've got our papers. I'm gonna go ahead and just glue those right into the middle. So we're gonna glue them in just like this. Right into the middle. And get that glue right to the edge if you can. And we want this kind of right in the crease. And that is how we do the template for the flip flap. Got our papers in the middle. And then that cover. So now we can go ahead and start decorating. Okay, so I've got all of my kit kind of cut out and ready to go here. And again, this is the Shades of White kit, and it comes with just a lot of really pretty pieces. And I am going to start by adding some pockets to this flip flap. And the kits come with pockets, different pockets with different kits. But they're probably going to be too large for this because they're made for a regular size journal page and this is slightly smaller. But a real quick solution for that is just to cut a little bit off and use it anyway. So I'm just going to kind of gauge what size I want my pocket to be. And then I'm going to make a little crease right here. Just give myself something to go off of. And I'm going to trim that up. And there we go, I've got a pocket. And I also think that it might be a little bit high. It just depends on what pieces I want to put in here. But I might go ahead and just trim it a little bit shorter as well. Okay. And then I'm just going to glue the sides and bottom, leaving that slanted part open to create my pocket. And again, you could round the corners or you could add ink, whatever you want to do to decorate your pocket. And you don't have to do the pockets first if you want to start decorating and kind of decide where you want pockets or if you even want them. That's up to you as well. This is the time to get creative and just do whatever you want. We've made the flip flap, it works, we're good, and now we can just start decorating. The only thing you want to be careful of when you're adding things is just remember this is going to fold. So, you know, if I add a really big decorative piece right here and then I go to fold it, it's going to try to crease that. So just be aware that when you open something, it's going to need to, you know, have a little space. And these pockets also came with this kit. Again, they're a little bit big, but I might be able to trim them up and make them work. Okay, so we have a few pockets added, and we may add more if we need them. But now I'm going to go ahead and use some of the pieces from the kit to decorate. So I probably won't be talking a lot. I'll just go ahead and decorate and you can follow along. And just to give you an idea of what we're going to be doing, so you can kind of see how this works. I don't know if you can, if all that's in the camera or not here, but you can kind of get an idea of how we're going to decorate. Okay, so this is really where you get to be creative. This is just kind of a trial and error process. This will be the cover of your little flip-flap journal, so you want to kind of decide how you want that to look. And then as you go along, you can add things like, you know, cheesecloth, buttons, lace, anything that you want to do to make it prettier. You can use a little bit of distress ink on your ephemera pieces. Totally up to you. The only thing I want to caution you about is when you're decorating, be mindful of how the book flips. So, you know, if I glue something right here and I go to open it, that's going to probably get bent, you know, so just keep that in mind. You want to be careful as you go along before you glue things down. Just imagine how it's going to flip and flop so that you don't accidentally put something in the wrong place. All right, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and just start decorating and you can follow along. Okay, we're all done with our Flip Flap folio journal template, and I think it turned out really nice. Let's go ahead and take a look. Okay everyone, that's it for our Flip Flap journal tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on our craft videos and occasional freebies. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye!